So my name is Ashley Clevens. I'm the current PGY2 Administration resident. I was born and raised in Huntington Beach, California, and I went to college actually 3,000 miles away at the University of Buffalo, New York. I studied biological sciences there as well as economics. I graduated and then actually went back to California for pharmacy school at the University of Southern California in Los Angeles, and that's really where my interest in administration started to blossom. I graduated from USC a couple years ago and realized that there was a lot of opportunities in more of the business side, or my interest was primarily more in the business side of distribution and operations within the hospital setting. So I was actively pursuing an administration residency across the country. I looked at all different places, all the way from Washington State through Florida, upwards to New York, to North Carolina, and really I was pretty flexible where I was going to move. I came across Kentucky because I met Aaron, our PGY1 program director, at mid-year, and I met some of the students, or the current residents and the students at mid-year, and I really felt a connection with the clinical program here. My first year was primarily clinical, so I took all the similar rotations as the traditional PGY1 clinical residents. I had a few opportunities to take finance elective and to take more of the management operations side electives, which I focused on. And then towards the transitioning into my second year, I would say about 90% of my second year is administrative focused. I think one of the major benefits of being a UK administration resident is that I'm the only one. Unlike other programs, there's 10, 12 other administration residents. Here at UK, there's one PGY1 administration resident and there's one PGY2 administration resident. So I have my feet everywhere. I have the opportunity to be involved in all of the programs or all of the different projects that are going on. So I like that because I get exposure to all the different areas. Whereas I think when you're in a bigger program, you have to share those opportunities with other residents. So I think that's one of my favorite things. And of course, the current PGY1 is still involved in the clinical aspects of the residency, but she also does get exposure to more the operational side or more the management side. So one of the things I think about that makes UK so unique is the preceptors. I think some of the preceptors here at UK are some of the best in the country, not only because of their clinical capabilities and their research skills and their publishing, but also because they genuinely care about us as residents. They care about us to grow and develop professionally, but also personally as well. So if you're away from home, or if you if you have a family emergency, they are very accommodable to making suggestions or being there for you. It's impressive to know that how much time and effort they spend on individualizing each rotation to meet the goals of the specific resident. Being I'm an administration resident, my first year I spent primarily in clinical rotations, but all the preceptors knew that my ultimate goal wasn't necessarily lying in the clinical realm of pharmacy. It was more on the operation management side. So a lot of them spent a lot of time with me looking at or focusing on different aspects of pharmacy or that specific rotation. For example, internal medicine, I was involved in the core measures meetings. In transplant, I was able to participate in the transplant meetings, not the clinical meetings, but determining who gets the transplant. And that, it's a big meeting, it's multidisciplinary, so I thought it was really an awesome opportunity for me to be involved in that. One of the major pieces of advice I have for fourth year students looking for administration residency is when you're interviewing and applying to programs, I would just feel out the team. You're going to be working with these people for the next 2 years, and it's really important that you have a good match, not only for the program, but it's also for you too. I felt an instantaneous bond with the management team and the preceptors, but specifically I spend most of the time with the management team, and those core people are really going to shape my future and educate me on how to be a future administrator one day or how to be a future director of pharmacy one day. And I think that's really important. So when you're interviewing or you're choosing programs, that you really emphasize that it's not only the program you're looking for, but also it's a good match for yourself. And here at UK, I felt very fortunate because I not only like UK, but I like the area too. Lexington's a great community. It's smaller from where I came from. I came from a big city, Los Angeles, so it was a little bit of an adjustment because here Lexington seems like a big city to the people here, but it's a little smaller for me, but I still really, there's dinner places to go to. There's Keeneland twice a year, which is so fun. The residency program in itself, we have so much going on, so many traditions that there's really never nothing to do. My husband and I moved here, we bought a house, it's affordable, so I would encourage you to not only look at the programs, but to look at the environment or the community that you're going to be going to. Being a UK administrative resident will hands down make you stand out in front of any other resident, in my opinion, across the country. We have an excellent clinical program here. We have some of the best managers in the country. I believe we have some of the people who lead ASHP, and we're top performers in a lot of the UHC metrics. So in terms of my future career, I think that the sky's the limit for me. I'm developing not only management skills, but also clinical skills. And I'm also working on my MHA, which I think will not only benefit me in the pharmacy department, but if I want to take other career opportunities in hospital administration or maybe pharmaceutical industry, that I think really the future is really bright for myself. And I'm very fortunate to have that experience.